Right, Miss Linda here. So today let's talk about how you can save your relationship using your feminine energy like I did. I went from nearly divorced after being married for 10 years and were able to turn around our relationship. And when I honestly started talking about this on Instagram and on TikTok, I didn't realize just how many women were in the same place where I was. I was married. I am married for 10 years, and we got separated for 6 months. Now we came back together, and they are very. There was a lot of intention in terms of us coming back together. And when I shared this story, literally my Instagram blew up from 5,000 to we are now close to 50,000 in a span of 6 weeks. So that's what really inspired me to create this 6-week live intensive. The description, all the details are in the description box below. And really, if you feel like you are in a complicated marriage or in a complicated long-term relationship, you're not getting the commitment, romance is a myth, you can't remember the last time you went out on a romantic date, you keep having the same arguments over and over again, please check out the details in the description box. We go live on March 9th, and these are the exact steps that I took to turn around my relationship and recreate the love that I have right now. So before I start blabbering on, let's dive right in. So the first tip that you need to do is to stop pretending everything is okay. So I speak with so many ladies, I get so many DMs day in, day out, and so many ladies are hurting. They don't even realize that, not even they don't realize, they just don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. So some of them are feeling the pain in the relationship, but they're overeating, they're drinking, they're cheating, over shopping, anything to just avoid having that conversation. Yeah? So that's the first thing. You can't pretend everything is okay. You can't ignore the pain that you're going through. So the first thing that you need to do is to really just accept, you know what, things are not working out. And even if you've tried having conversations over and over again, definitely there's something you don't know, that's why things have not worked out. So that's the first step. Stop pretending everything is okay. The next thing is to take responsibility. Yeah, it's so easy to blame your partner and keep pointing the fingers towards them. Yeah, like recently I even get sent screenshots, like conversations between husbands and wives, and I'm wondering, okay, first of all, we are not in an agreement. I'm not your coach or mentor. Why would you disrespect your man by sending me your screenshots? But long story short is, there's a lot of victim mentality. Anytime somebody comes to me and they say, oh, my man did that, my man is staying out, my man is not giving me money, my man is not doing this. So many ladies are stuck in victim mentality, and that was the other thing I had to accept, that I had a role to play in the dynamic. So once you accept responsibility, meaning you know that it's not only about him, there's also you to look at, it starts to make you, first of all, open your mind up to knowing that, you know what, maybe you don't know something, maybe there's some relationship skills you don't know, maybe there is communication skills you don't know, maybe there are things that you don't know. And once you accept that responsibility, that you had a role to play, it opens you up to wanting to learn more and to expand your mind, especially in relationships. And that's what also really helped me. I can't imagine if I just closed my mind to the fact that my man was the one who was doing everything. Everything was wrong. It was him, him, him. It would have meant that I was the perfect one. But guess what? No, we are not perfect. I didn't go to school to be taught how to be in a relationship. So I'm assuming you also didn't go. So relationships is one of those things which we really like to wing it, but you can't wing it in relationships. At least that's what I've learned. So accept responsibility. That way it becomes easier for you to start opening yourself up to learning more, to exploring more, to become self-aware, so that you start to basically just gain skills that can help you become better in relationships. Now the third thing is to downgrade the relationship. Last week's masterclass, I held a masterclass on how to become a provided for wife, and this happens a lot. When you feel like things are not going on well in the relationship, that's when you want to over invest in it. You want to Google, you want to YouTube, you want to find out everything, you want to keep having conversations, keep having talks, more and more talks. What that does, you're already choking a relationship that is dying. So when you downgrade the relationship, what that means, it's not like you're ignoring it, but you are just taking a break from it, taking a break. And I didn't realize I did that when I moved out. Yeah, so that was my way of taking a break. If you're in the relation, just take a mental break, pump your brakes, slow down, because you need to catch yourself, you need to catch your breath. And once you downgrade the relationship mentally, which means you're just purpose not to spend so much time on it, give yourself a block of time, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, to just focus on yourself, to rebuilding your esteem, to do your inner work. And that builds me to the fourth point. Once you downgrade the relationship, it means you're not obsessing with what's happening. You start to take some of your power back to you. Because as women, we lose ourselves in these things. We lose ourselves in the dynamic, and it just makes you like go crazy. And anything you're trying to hold on, it always runs away. Yeah. So once you downgrade the relationship, now this is the time to start bringing back warmth. So, and I get asked a lot this question, Linda. I think I'm gonna, like, I hear this a lot. I think I should have one more talk. One more talk is not gonna help, because remember, your relationship is like a bank. So all those fights you've been having, it's like you've been withdrawing. If the bank had 2,000 shillings, every time you quarrel, you've removed 50 bob. Every time you're fighting, you've removed another 100 bob. By the time you're feeling like you're about to break up or get divorced, it's like your bank account is at zero. So having one more relationship talk, of course, it's not gonna be a good one. So you're just going to withdraw the last 50 shillings that's there. Already you're tired, already you're resentful, already you're angry. When you downgrade the relationship, you start to work on your emotions. You start to work on yourself, your emotions, and just take a breath and do your inner work. Because that's what also helped me. I honestly had never been self-aware during my whole 10-year marriage. And during that separation period, that's when I started really, I worked with mentors, and they helped me become more self-aware so that I could understand what role I also was playing. So when it comes to bringing back the warmth, once you're not obsessing, once you're working on yourself, once you are focusing all the attention on yourself, you start to bring back warmth. And it's so funny how that happens. Anytime you turn away from obsessing about your relationship and you really are intentional with focusing on yourself, you start to see, like, your man starts to become intrigued. He's like, okay, this babe is no longer chasing behind my back. What is she doing? What is going on? And he will start to come towards you. Okay? And that downgrading is also part of leaning back. You're leaning back because remember, anytime you're having another conversation, you're asking, you're yelling, you're nagging, you're leaning forward, which automatically puts you in the masculine energy. When you downgrade the relationship, you lean back, you're focusing on yourself. And you will find he'll probably start getting intrigued. And when he starts becoming warm again, maybe he wants to hang out with you a little bit more, maybe he wants to help you out more in the home. That is the point for you to reciprocate with warmth. It's so easy for you to like get angry, because I'm sure you'd be like, why did it take you for so long before you started to notice that I'm unhappy? Now that I'm focusing on myself, you now want to focus on me? No. So what you do is, at that point when it starts to come close to you, receive that warmth. Remember, your issues have not yet been resolved, but that image I gave you of the glass where you now are putting back all these deposits, I call them love deposits, to be able to fill back up that love jar that you two have. So if he wants to hang out with you, okay, fine. Appreciate, reciprocate, be open. If he wants to hug you, be open. If he wants to spend time with you, be open. Do not shut that door. So once the time is right, now that is when you can have the relationship conversation. After there's some warmth built up. And what I've realized is, for me, it took some time. I would say it will take time. The biggest thing is to trust your intuition, to be able to tell you whether whether that is the right time to have the relationship talk. And you will start to see signs. If the man is now coming back to you, that is really the time where you should start to prepare your relationship talk to express what you feel authentically. And this is so, so critical. Once your man starts coming towards you, it's not the time for you to criticize, it's not for you to judge, it's the time for you to express what you feel from the bottom of your heart. And this requires a lot of vulnerability, it requires authenticity. And I get asked, Linda, what if this does not work? And I will say, if a man is meant to be with you, he will start to turn towards you, and he will want to make the relationship work. And that's what happened in my scenario. So what I can say is trust the process and know that this process cannot fail. You cannot lose, because you can never lose when you're working on yourself. You can never lose learning how to lead with your feminine. You can never lose when it comes to learning how to communicate your authentic truth. You can never lose when you take time out to just improve yourself and work on yourself. So once again, like I mentioned, if you're interested in joining the 6-week live intensive, I was blown away. Even before I announced the program, some ladies had already signed up. So check out the description box for all the details. And if you have any questions or clarifications, please feel free to reach out on Afro-Feminine News on IG. The details also in the description box. And let me know what you feel about your relationship. Drop some emojis if you are enjoying the time of your life with your man. Like, just drop a love heart emoji. Or if you feel you're in a complicated phase, drop a heartbroken emoji so that I can know, and then we can have conversations starting from there. Thank you so much.